What is good? Osiris here, stuck in the middle. And Happy New Year's, everybody. 2022. Let's go. I wanted to reply to this comment on one of my videos where I talked about how serious things are getting in the world. I got a reply from Cami Vampire Girl. The comment is, I always appreciate your point of view. This one is very frightening and sad. How do we fight back when it's every government? And this is in regards to all the craziness going on in the world. You can watch this video or many of the other videos to get the idea of what I was talking about here. And it's talking about the pandemic, but really you can see this doesn't have anything to do with health. So it's much more than the pandemic. It's about data. It's about money. It's about a lot. But I don't want you to feel helpless. I don't want you to feel afraid. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I'm not very good at the call to action. So I have to figure that out. And in this battle, and this is not a violent or physical kinetic battle. This is a battle to win the hearts, minds, and souls of as many people as possible. In this realm, no one pushes call to action better that I know. I don't obviously know every podcast out there, but from the people that I listen to, no one does it better than Steve Bannon. So if you, I probably think if you listen to this channel, Steve Bannon is a populist. I'm going to try to stop using populist left and right, because now when I say populist right, that almost makes me think like my friends on the populist left shouldn't listen to it. No, Steve Bannon is a populist. If you're on the populist left, you're a populist. And I think you should listen to Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon's a leader. He is platforming people who are making changes at a local level. And he always ends the interviews he does and the commentary with calls to action. And I think Steve Bannon is the best at this. But we all play different roles. This battle we're in is an informational battle. And the comment from Vampire Girl, she said, well, how do we fight back when it's every government? You put every government together and every person behind the government. Common people outnumber them by orders of magnitude. That's why they have to keep us divided.
Follows the statement of a very ancient Chinese philosopher, Sun Tzu, who was born 500 years BC, before Jesus Christ, who said something to the effect that fighting war on a battlefield is the most stupid and primitive way of fighting a war. The highest art of warfare is not to fight at all, but to subvert anything of value in your enemy's country, be it moral traditions, religion, respect to your authority and leaders, cultural traditions, anything. Put white against black, old against young, I don't know, wealthy against poor, and so on. Doesn't matter. As long as it disturbs society, as long as it cuts the moral fiber of a nation, it's good. And then you just take this country, when everything is subverted, when the country is disoriented and confused, when it is demoralized and then destabilized, then the crisis will come.
That was former KGB Yuri Bezmenov, and he's kind of talking about the art of war there. And that's why they have to keep us divided, because if we're not divided, we outnumber them and they can't control us. It's not possible. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. So that what that means to me is this is just a battle of ideas. So you don't force anybody to do anything. I'm not a part of any cult or religion, so I'm not trying to convert people. But if you are a normal person that goes to work every day and you watch nothing but mainstream news, which was me for many years, you're not going to get the full picture. You probably are going to hate people who don't have the V. If you only watch mainstream media, and you think people who don't have the V, you might have had friends or family that maybe even uninvited you from get-togethers over this, or they're requiring proof, or whatever. I mean, that's how bad it is. So I was with family recently, and it's to me it's about picking your spots. And there was some political talk coming up, and um during we were just sitting down, and there's political talk. There's a bunch of us, over 10 people, and I'm reading the vibe of the room, and I think something was brought up with Donald Trump, and I forgot how it was brought up, but I could read the room, and like people were turned off. But later on, it was just me and two other people, and we're just talking, and they were coming out and saying like, "Man, this stuff going on in the world's kind of crazy." And we were talking a little bit more, and I got to the point, and they asked me, "What do you think is going on?" And I told them, "Hey, I don't want to get too deep or crazy into it." They were like, "Yeah, no, 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 I want to know." So it's okay. And I told them, I'm still working on getting all my proof for this, but this is an attack on Western culture. This is big. This is not just, this isn't about a pandemic. This is an attack on Western culture and the Constitution. And who would attack Western culture? What country or what people would be in position to do that? It would have to be China. And I mailed them out Michael Singer's book, Snake Oil, How Xi Jinping Shut Down the World. Excellent read. I highly recommend it. Not that I agree with everything in it, but it opens up your eyes. I agree with a lot of it. It opens up your eyes. Another thing, so that there's a lot we can do. We can spread the word or spread the news. Another moment, I was talking to somebody about the Chicago Public Schools bathrooms. They didn't believe me. They never heard it. This is what I did on Locals. I'm not talking about this subject on YouTube. There are certain things on YouTube that are forbidden whatever. But what they did with the bathrooms, and no, they seriously didn't believe me. And I said, Google it, look it up. It's a fact. They still didn't believe it after they looked it up. They called somebody who works in the schools. They told them a different spin on it, which was exactly what I said, and they still didn't believe me. So it's very, you can't force anybody. It takes little bit by little bit. Drop the news. Leave room to be wrong. But everybody plays their own part. Most people out there don't know what's going on. So if you can share a video, where do you spend your finances? Are you supporting independent, media channels? There's a ton of them out there. And it's not a one-way thing. Like I can't do this like other people have turned their comments off at times and stuff. I don't know how. I can't do that. I've got to see what people are saying and react to that. And it's not a one-way street. Sun Tzu said, know thyself. So that means, how am I going to get to know myself? And the people that I'm interact with, I'm not having deep political conversations like this. So this is your comments are where I'm getting the most in-depth political commentary and finding out myself, my political social views. Said, know thyself, know thy enemy as well. 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories. And again, this is not a battle physical. This is a battle of information to win the heart, minds, and souls of as many people as possible. There are a ton of them out there to be won. Why do you think Dr. Robert Malone got banned from Twitter? Because they know he's reaching too many people. That's why he got banned. And many others, of course. If I don't get banned from YouTube, I'm not doing my job. I'm not doing what I want to do. That is going to happen eventually. because YouTube is going to be CNN. If they do it too quickly, it will wake people up. They know that. So share videos, whether it's Eric July or Tim Pool or Comic Dave Smith or Michael Malice, whoever it is. Share articles. Don't overburden people. I mean, this is just like the Matrix. Like, what if somebody told you that everything you were told was a manipulation and a lie? Like, you've got to do that gradually. Like, everybody's not ready to just take that red pill. I'm not trying to make anybody afraid. We're playing a group chess match. I want to exchange ideas with people. I don't have all the answers. But we know Alphabet, YouTube, Google, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We know they are afraid. That's why they're censoring people. People, help me out. What do you think strategy is? I think everybody plays their own role. Steve Bannon has his role. Jack Posobiec has his role. I have my very, very small role. My small role is to just get the thoughts out of my head and slowly evolve into whatever I'm going to be. But right now, all I am is reaching one person. That's it. And happy with that. There's this quote from Joan of Arc you might have heard. Joan of Arc was a peasant, a true hero, a true real life heroine in France back in the 15th century. She was asked before she went into battle, before she led a battle, like, how are you going to do this? And she said, I'm not afraid, for God is with me. I was born for this. I think it's okay to be afraid, but we're not helpless. We're not victims. There's a lot we can do. And at the end of the day, you can't fight technology. That's impossible. So things are going to always be different. Like, we have the internet now. You didn't have that years ago. But we have a part to play. And I can't tell you exactly what your part is going to be. Your part's probably going to be different than mine. But if we all play our little part, I think we can defend freedom. Don't let anyone call you a radical. Here's my position. If this is your position, do not let anyone call you a radical. My position is, if you want to do something and it's within the framework of the Constitution, do you. But don't force me to do anything. I don't believe in collectivism. That's not Western culture. I don't believe in utilitarianism. That's not Western culture. I don't believe in authoritarianism. When you break it all down, all I'm saying is, you can use the V as an example or mask as an example. If you want to take the V, take the V. If you want to put a mask on, put a mask on. But leave me the hell alone. That does not make me a radical, that position. If leaving me the hell alone triggers you, you are a radical, not me. That's my rant. That's my thoughts. Let me know what you think. What's your role? What's your role? What do you think we can do? What do you think the next evolution should be of smaller channels like mine, or whatever your thoughts are? But I wish that this year is that year that your dreams come true. And we reach for the stars. And just like Elon Musk, we reach for Mars. That's a goal, nothing less. I'm not setting a goal to reach the moon. We're reaching Mars. And that's just an intermediate step. Real dreamers, that's what Steve Bannon is. That's what Elon Musk is. I want to be a dreamer too. Real dreamers are the ones that change the world. Let me know what you think. Take care.
enough, we're done.
You told me think about it, well I did. Now I don't wanna feel a thing anymore. I'm tired of begging for the things that I want. I'm oversleeping like a dog on the floor.
A thing I think I love will surely bring me pain. Intoxication, paranoia, and a lot of pain.
The tip for throwing up, professor drama queen. You make me sick, I make it worse by drinking late.
Until there's nothing left. So sick of playing, I don't want this anymore. A fun abuse, no fucking fun. You wanna murder, I'll be one. Because enough's enough, we're done.
You told me think about it, well I did. Now I don't wanna feel a thing anymore. I'm tired of begging for the things that I want. I'm oversleeping like a dog on the floor.
Imagine living like a king someday. A single night without a ghost in the walls. And if the bass shakes the earth underground, we'll start a new revolution. No! No! Alright, here we go.
Hail Mary, forgive me. Blood for blood, hearts beating. Come at me, now this is because it's not a bloodless thing. What was just a running on the straight your way? But in this world without a voice to say, living this world within a abandoned brain. Now you out, but this ain't a game. Now you're smoking time and shine. Dying against the gift, so close your eyes and rest in peace. You tell me think about it, well I did. Now I don't wanna feel a thing anymore. I'm tired of begging for the things that I want. I'm oversleeping like a dog on the floor.
Imagine living like a king someday. A single night without a ghost in the walls.
We are the shadows screaming, take us now.
We'd rather die than live to rust on the ground.